So both racers have readied up. So
Back.
RaceBot is counting down. Yo, welcome back. Alright. So they're off. Fastest stream's a little bit ahead of Beef's, so he's got about
2 seconds?
quite a bit more than that on mine
Oh,
on the
okay.
stream.
Okay.
Maybe about 8 or 9.
It's like 2 seconds for me.
Yeah. Beef is just getting out of the first room, and Fast is already into the third room on mine, so
Okay.
they're a little bit separated here, but over a span of a 2-hour run, that shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Yeah, it'll even itself out relatively. We'll be sure to keep everyone keep tabs on the time for everyone as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see both. So stark contrast to the last race. Both players went guts first last time. Both these guys are going to go for Magnet Beam early by going cut first.
Yeah, cut first. It's not overly like if you're not overly confident in your grab of the Magnet Beam, this is not a really good route to choose because you do have to do the beam grab pretty fast in order for this route to save you time. So both these guys, I guess, figure they're hot stuff. They can handle the pressure and get in there and out really fast. So we'll see how it goes when they get there.
It enough, and they're very comfortable with being able to execute it consistently.
Yeah.
Because it really is a very sizable time loss.
Mm-hmm.
If they do end up kind of getting themselves trapped in that little section there.
Yeah.
Both players now entering Cutman fight though, so we'll see as they go into Electman stage how well they do.
Yeah, I'll give you a time of when I see Cut die. So Fast as Cut just died on stream,
Okay.
and Beef's, I'll tell you when his dies.
All right.
So that way you can tell how far ahead you are
Our
or
fast
not.
stream is pretty much the same. Cut just died for BeefWatson
Died.
for me.
Okay, so
Or he
it's
just grabbed the ball, yeah.
so it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah.
Like it's not that far-fetched, that far out. Alrighty, good. That's good. So Fasta and Beef now are going to be both heading to Elec. As you can see, Fasta's already in the stage. Ooh, getting that really nice nice strat there where you don't deboost off those spinies, you actually shoot them to stun them. That was really nice.
Yep.
But yeah, we're gonna get the Magna Beam here. This stage is not overly nice to play because of how slow climbing ladders are, and since this is a really vertical stage, there's gonna be a lot of ladders, and so we're gonna, hopefully skip as much as we can with jumps. You'll see even as Beef goes, he wants to be doing sort of like letting go of the ladder to jump off of this floor here, so we can get a little more height. Just again, like cutting out climbing time is a big deal.
Yep. And also, in the little section where Fast just did, he kind of went through the left side where he did a corner jump around that little ledge there.
Mm-hmm.
So that saves him a bit of time. He got it on the third try, but it's still faster than waiting for the blocks on the right side.
Yeah.
Looks like BeefWatson is... I think he's waiting here to opt to go to the right side.
Yeah, I think he fell.
And unfortunately, yeah.
He fell again. Oh no.
God.
This is such a painful fall too, because you fall like
It's so
3
brutal.
screens. We saw it happen to Potot in one of his races, actually.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fast has already grabbed the beam, and he's using that beam now, as you can see, again, to cut out ladder climbs, just to be able to like jump off of them again. It's much faster.
Yep. Fast has been putting a lot of time into this game recently.
Yeah.
So
Yo,
Not surprising to see him do.
third time's the charm. No, you hate to see guys fall down there. Like, even just falling down one screen here, like when you fail the corner jump on the left side, you lose like 12 seconds, so falling down 3 screens is pretty painful time loss. Ooh, Fast is struggling a little bit with those beams in that second last corridor room, but
he does end up making
he didn't fall,
fight, so.
which is good.
Yeah.
And Alek is down. So Beef, you know, a little bit of some early struggles here in Alek, but he is at the beam grab, so let's see how he does here.
Yep. It's like kind of a little bit of difficulty here, but he does end up getting it, so that's good.
Yeah, he got into the wall pretty fast, third try, which isn't too terrible. But yeah, he sort of got stuck in the wall there for a while trying to get to the beam.
Now, as Fast enters Iceman, we'll see if he can get Iceman sub. BeefWatson opting to take it slow on these a couple of these electric parts here. Doesn't want to take too much damage, I suppose. I'm not sure. I don't know much about BeefWatson. I don't know what games he typically plays.
2 is his main one for sure.
Okay.
Fast at getting that wrap. I think he got it on his second try. So that was really nice.
Okay.
But yeah, Beef has actually a very good time in 2. And he's put a little bit of work into 3, like before this tournament. So
yeah.
I think his earlier games are typically a little bit better, but you never know. Like,
it's like Fast gets, yep, he gets this one as well.
Yeah, very nice. Beef has beam, but it's a pretty tricky strat to use the Magna beams here to skip these Alek beams, so he's just gonna
He's probably
wait
a
him
little
out.
bit spooked out his health too right now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it is a little bit probably lower than he'd want, just in case Alek Man decides to do something.
Well, and
out of the ordinary.
you would hate to take another death here too, so.
Yeah.
Or not even a death. He hasn't died yet. It was just falling. Like,
Yeah, he just.
they cost, like, it shows you how much time, like, screen transitioning all the way down like that costs you, having to reclimb those ladders.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's still really early into the race yet, so. But one stage back at the moment.
You know, despite falling, he's doing pretty well compared to his splits. He's a minute ahead of his splits right now, so that's good.
Ice is an interesting stage in Mega Man 1, because usually in a speedrun you don't want to pick up drops, like health drops and stuff. But they actually cause a lot of lag.
Got a little zip right there.
Yeah, he got it. But Ice is kind of special. There's actually, the enemies in Ice can actually generate quite a bit of lag. And so you actually want to pick up the refills there, from those first few enemies, just to get them off screen is more important.
BeefWatson here having a little bit of trouble with this yoke block section, but he was just waiting for some of those blocks so he could conserve some of his beam.
Yeah. Fasta gets the zip and fire. I'm sure he got a few other ones, I just missed it.
Yep.
That was a pretty good stage. That zip is pretty tricky, but, you know, if you know what you're doing, it's not too terrible.
Yeah.
Ooh, Beef changing his mind about this beam. Okay, all right.
He just used like 4 beams right there. All right.
So if Beef hadn't used the select button there, he would have died.
Beef.
Oh, he jumps
that's
too
very
early,
unfortunate.
and he takes a death.
He does go all the way
And
back to
he's
block
out of
section.
beam as well.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have to do both the Yoku block sections and get to the middle of that room without beam, which is a little tricky.
Looks like he's actually unfamiliar with this block section. He's going up to the left side here.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if he goes to the right this time. It looks like... Alright, he's got it now. luckily the beam refilled, or the beam ammo does respawn, so he will
Yeah.
be able to, if he gets to that middle section, he'll be able to get back, be able to do the last half of that scary section with beam.
Yeah, one of the few benefits of Mega Man 1 is those things respawn. Which again, normally wouldn't be a good thing, usually. But it is in this case.
Yep,
These platforms are really awkward too, because like you can't land on them when they fire. Like the frame they fire, you like fall through them, unless you're already standing on them, obviously, which is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
But getting really terrible luck here from these guys.
I think he
looks
just,
like he's just.
Did he just jump off?
I think he just did that on purpose. He's like, I think he thought maybe he was in a infinite, can't continue kind of situation, which it might have been.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know how the AI works. It looks like he might be just game overing here.
Yep, I think so.
So he can refill on his magnet. Not a bad idea. Like, if you're kind of having some difficulty, you might as well kind of reset yourself. Try to get yourself back on the right path here.
Yeah, it's a tough stage. Ice is not easy at all.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you go for any of the zips, too. Like, the zips themselves are difficult to pull off.
Yeah, we saw a couple days ago, Potdot and Conster both game over during their race in Iceman stage. So definitely, even for seasoned veterans of the Mega Man series, Iceman can be a brutal stage.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going for Ice Zip again. He throws up a couple beams to try to get the right pixel, but he doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, he looks like he's just gonna save him now for the Yokus. At this point, yeah, like, you don't want to see the same thing happen again, so you want to basically just get out of here.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of beam, so hopefully he can just get across here.
Yeah. He makes it to the middle. But the second half is kind of what killed him before, so hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Using that select button again to save his life.
Alright. Alright, he does make it through. Very nice.
He's alright.
Meanwhile, while we've been talking about this, Fast has been
finishing Mega Man 1.
Going through Mega Man 1.
Yeah.
Breakneck speeds right now. We'll see if he can get some of these corridor zips here.
Not quite getting him where he wants.
Yeah.
It's a little tricky. Again, all zips in Mega Man 1 are pixel perfect, so they have to be on the exact spot. If they're not, the zip won't work.
Yeah. Right. And so as Fast finishes this up, Beef Watson making it to end of Iceman. So I think this is probably a big relief for him, being able to finally get this stage past him.
Oh man, can you believe no ass grab?
Ugh,
I hope it was worth it, Fasta. God. What's the point of playing Mega Man 1? If you're not even gonna ass grab. But yeah, he's already into Mega Man 2, and he is playing Rockman 2, which is the difficult only version of the game, basically. So we're gonna be seeing some faster weapon gets, but some trickier boss fights.
Yep. For sure. Looks like Beef Watson kind of missing the first fireman zip here. He doesn't opt to go for the latter one either afterwards.
Which would have been a better option too, because he would have avoided all these deboosts he's taking now, and would have made it. I don't know. I guess maybe he was worried about beam. But you do get those 2 large refills in this stage too, so like, I don't know, like, there's not a ton of risk here.
Yeah, it looks like he does. He is past it now, so.
Yeah.
It looks like he's actually going for these little health refills too. Probably a little bit scared of his health situation. He did kind of don't know what
Hmm.
happened there with that beam. He kind of jumped off.
So he landed right on the beam right before it disappeared. So unfortunately, he didn't fall fast enough,
Uh,
and didn't get the zip because of it. Ooh.
looks like he doesn't have enough beam either for.
He's got
this
the
zip.
exact amount if he doesn't do this little skip here, which he does, so now he doesn't.
Yeah.
You have to have at least 3 beams to do the zip at the end of fire that you saw Fasta do earlier.
He's actually kind of running a little bit low on health here too.
Yeah, you'd almost... Oh, that jump over
Oh.
the spiny. I don't... Did he have iframes for that? I don't know if he did.
Yeah. Huh.
If
Okay,
he
well,
did,
he does make it through.
that was
so.
a sick jump. Yeah, we've seen a lot of runners actually just switch to elect there to kill the spinies and everything, just to get them out of the way.
Yeah.
If he had beam left too, he could walk over a few of them with beam, but just deboosting through most of them, so makes his health pretty scary.
Hopefully, Fireman just doesn't do anything. Jump.
Looks like he's trying to play it super safe here.
Yeah, very. You know, can't blame him though. He has 1 health.
Yep.
He really does want to be very safe here.
Yo, the item
Fast
3
gets
throw.
Item 3, yeah. I was about to say.
That's pretty tight. It's not easy to do that.
Yeah, it's a very tight throw right there.
You have to have a lot of faith in your jumps off of that single block platform, because if you have to jump right near the edge of it basically, and then you also have to jump pretty far out to throw the item and then go back to the left and land back on that single block. Like, it's pretty tricky. It's not easy. It's pretty easy to underthrow your item 3 and have it not reach that ledge. But, so Beef,
Yeah, doing well.
hopefully into the easier now stages of Mega Man 1. He's hopefully going to get out of this game. This game is taunting him at this point.
Yeah.
Bomb is an easier stage. It's got one of the easier zips that saves a ton of time as well. And then you've got Guts' stage with Beam also, so usually that's
Makes
considered a lot
traversing
easier.
The first section trivial.
Yeah, a lot easier. Fasta getting a heat pattern, and by that I mean terrible RNG.
90s.
Yo, nice 90s Heat Man. You're so good. Thanks for the every single time he does it. He's losing a full second every single time.
Right?
Ooh, Beef.
Wow. Oh, yeah. A little bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, that was really terrible Heatman. Heatman luck for Fasta.
Great. Beef. Oh no. He accidentally goes up to the next screen.
We've seen a few people. He didn't do it, but we've actually seen
Oh no.
a couple people set up from that screen. It's kind of interesting. Oh, doesn't quite get high enough, or got subpixeled. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Now, he does have enough beam.
He does have 2, yeah, so he does have
He
enough.
can go
He
for
can't
it,
mess up.
but he's got to get it. And it's his last life anyway, so... Okay, Bullet Bill, thanks.
This bullet bill is really, I think, yeah, he's gonna go up and then back down, or he's just gonna go through.
Alright, yeah,
He is going through.
that's maybe a good idea.
Probably a little bit safer.
Oh, he's just gonna play it? Alright, well, I would beam here then. Okay, or just do that too. Yeah, the reason Mega Man 1 spikes are so scary is because even with invincibility frames, you still die, so we saw that earlier in that checkpoint room, so... I would have just beamed over that just to make sure I wouldn't have fallen on the spikes, but Beef just powering through. He's not scared. Last life, no big deal.
You know how fast, doing some fast air there.
Yeah, really good job getting through the beginning of Airman stage using those item 1s.
Yep. Meanwhile, Beef finally getting through Bomb Man here.
Gets a very nice wiggle as well, spawning that bird to the left.
Yep. Despawn that other guy.
Fast coming into the Airman fight, we'll see what kind of pattern he gets. Ooh, opening up with an undodgeable. Gets a good second pattern. Nice D-boost to get, you know, cancel out that knockback from the air shooters. So pretty good fight overall.
Yep.
Only one unlucky pattern.
BeefWatson, as we can see here, using Magnet Beam, getting to skip this this first section here. Gutsman stage.
Yeah. Again, yeah, just making this whole screen just a lot easier.
Definitely pesky if you had to go back and forth like that. Something you really don't want to do.
So Beef pretty much already through the entirety of this stage. He just has to go over top of a big eye, which is pretty easy since he's already got beam equipped. So he's almost out of Mega Man 1 here.
Looks like he did take a hit, though.
Oh, he didn't jump. Well, hopefully that won't be an issue. Honestly, if I was him, I would... Yeah, okay. Exactly.
Yeah, this is...
Because normally you would take a bunch of hits from these Mets, or try to, you know, corridor zip, but... You know, sometimes you can get some bad luck from Guts as well, so... You might want to have a little more health here just for safety.
Looks like he's good, though. Bomb does hit.
Yeah. Oh, and just missing the ass grab. Almost got it.
So close.
Much closer than Fasta. I mean, I feel like he would have won the race by default if he had got that.
Yeah. I feel like Fast would just concede at that point.
The race in our hearts.
So now it looks like BeefWatson now onto a more comfortable game for him. We can rally back from that kind of unfortunate Mega Man 1 that he had. As you can see, Fast now in...
Yeah, those are really good Clash Crime. So Beef is into Mega Man 2 now, and he is playing on normal, so he's going to lose time to Fasta on the weapon gets, but his boss fights are going to be quite a bit easier. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Fasta's been pushing through 2 almost like it's not even phasing him that he's playing on the difficult version, so
yeah.
I gotta double check something here before I say something wrong.
Sure thing.
But Fasta did have the record in this category. I know Prissy PB'd in this, so I don't know if he took it.
I don't think he took it back. I think he just improved.
Okay.
I think it's really close.
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, Prissy's still in second. So yeah, Fasta does still have the record in this category. So obviously a very talented runner in all 6 games, and he's been putting a lot of time into this because of the tournament. So.
Yep. Looks like he turns the light back on for a quick zip. Or, yeah. Now we've seen a couple runners actually go with the lights off. But I guess Fast is opting to go for just the cost of that short wiggle in that first room. Making sure you can see everything. Now we'll see if he goes for the second zip here. Looks like he does pull out his item 1.
No fear. This is the only zip that I know of that you can soft lock in this game. Typically, you can soft lock in one in metal, but it's frame perfect, so you don't see too many people do it unless they're trying to be crazy.
Get through, which is good.
Yeah.
Fortunate for him.
He's missing a couple crash bombs though, so
Man.
Quick being pretty overly jumpy in that fight, making it difficult. Now, that being said about the record in this game, I do believe the fastest time in the tournament, I know it was held by Prissy here recently, so Even though he may be second in the world overall, like in the actual category in the leaderboards, I think he's got the best time in the tournament.
144 or something.
Ooh, Fasta taking a death right in metal.
Ooh.
It's not a big deal there. He's got extra item ones, so it's not a real big issue. But he does have 0 lives now, and he's already gone through Quick, which has the easiest one-up grab. So, if he does go... Okay, he's going to grab this one up here. Which he needs if he's going to do the zip and wood, so...
Wood, yeah.
See if Fasta goes for this other zip. He does. So this is the other one you can soft lock on if it's frame perfect. But Fasta delays just a little bit there so that he makes sure that doesn't happen. That's actually a thing in a lot of Mega Man 2 commentaries, is a lot of people say that there's like so many different soft lock zips in this game. There's actually not very many.
BeefWatson in the heat fight here.
Taking a lot of hits.
Scary.
Yeah, but he's okay. He's alright.
Yeah. Does make it out of the stage.
And a lot shorter fight, even just due to Mega Man 2 normal, because as you saw, Fasta had to hit him 14 times, Beef only 7.
Yeah. It looks like Beef had at least a couple 30s.
Fasta does get bonked by Metal's first throws there. In the difficult fight, you actually want to press B in the fight so that it triggers him to jump early. If you do the strat in like the normal strat where you just hold B through the fight, you'll get a jump from Metal at the very end of the fight. So you trigger him to jump early so that you can try to dodge the blades while you're not even near him, like hitting him. And that way the rest of the fight you can just hold B and make him hop there and stay in one spot.
Fair enough.
It's kind of a neat little difference in the two fights.
Yeah. So as Fast goes for Woodman here, we see Beef, since he went heat second, he has item ones. Ooh! Unfortunately, he cut that jump a little bit too short.
Yeah.
So
Fast needs to get...
We'll
I don't know, did he get that? Oh, no, he didn't. I was gonna say, I thought he was at the other screen transition, but he already did it. He missed the little zip, so he had to kill the third dog. Yeah. And Beef's just taking a game over
He's
here.
Gonna take a game over so he can refill his...
Yeah, get his flashback.
And also, he probably wants to make sure he just has those extra lives for his upcoming 2 zips.
Wasn't really sure how many item ones Fasta thought he needed to get this zip started, but he fired 3. He couldn't quite get the position for the items right, so
Ultimately does at least make it though.
Yeah, gets the extended zip. Looking like a pretty solid good wood here. And meanwhile, Beef is over the pit.
Yep.
And Fasta switching over to air here. It's a small difference between the difficult and the normal fight again. In normal, you can kill Woodman with 1 full charged heat shot, whereas in difficult it takes 2, so we actually kill him with air because you can shoot right through his shield and take him out pretty quick with air shooter.
Yep, as we can see here, Fast going through that fight. No problems.
Yeah. So also, Beef being on normal, you're probably going to see a lot more drops. You're seeing like all these large ammo refills,
Yeah.
Which is maybe going to work to his benefit. Yeah, it actually works to his benefit. He only had 8 health there, so would have taken only been able to take 1 hit if he didn't. Fasta into bubble now. Riding item 2 at the beginning, so we won't see any item 2 zips, but I don't think he ever goes for those anyway. And Beef getting a 2 cycle. Nice.
See if Fast can get this little item 1 jump here.
Yep, hops right over him. Gets the B trigger as well.
That B trigger is super scary.
Yeah, it's as long as you know a good visual cue for it, it's not too terrible. But yeah, it's really scary if you're just sort of trying to wing it.
If you're not familiar with it, yeah.
Yeah.
we've seen most of the players in this tournament opt for A.
Yeah, I've actually been surprised at how many people are doing the B. Like, I thought there would be only a few people going for it, but we've seen probably like 6 or 7 different runners go for it. Like, even ones that wouldn't, you know, normally, you wouldn't normally think would go for it. So it's been kind of interesting. Bubble down. Mega Man 3.
And now we're on to Fast's
game. Fasta is not, you know, overly great at this game, but, you know, we'll see. Maybe Beef will catch up to him.
Yeah.
If Fasta's known for anything, it's definitely not Mega Man 3.
Yeah, no. And obviously he's using, you know, top first.
Yeah, pretty noobish route here.
Yeah, seriously.
No, but seriously though. Tiki, shoutouts to Tiki for this route. Fasta is the record holder in Mega Man 3, so you're gonna see some top play. Yeah. Yeah, I went there.
Where's Mr. Cab?
And Beef got that little checkpoint zip, so he's already into the climb.
Yep, making it through here.
Top first for Fasta now. You do obviously the screen with Buster since it's all you have, so you have to mash these cats down. They got 10 HP, so you do have to have some pretty strong jump mashing to make this route viable.
Yeah, you gotta assume mashing position. You do this. That's with a very interesting type of kind of holds his controller like upwards, I believe.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard thing too. Like Mega Man 3 is a very mash heavy game, no matter what route you take. So
sure.
If you aren't a good masher and intend to get a good time in Mega Man 3, by the time you get it, you will be. Like that's really us. We were all terrible at mashing, and then we picked up Mega Man 3, and then all of a sudden we could mash. Like it's pretty much how it works.
Yeah, as we can see here, some runners will choose to mash Top Man, but if you time your shots properly, then you can still 3-cycle Top Man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of wiggle
room
room there.
Very fun stage to watch. We're going to see a lot of mashing here, not only with the proto fight, but also the room right after it.
Yeah, and then we're going to see the room that makes this route the biggest pain.
Very fun. The top.
Terrible. That's all I'm gonna keep saying over and over again.
Terribly fun.
The last room we see most runners do with magnet missile, because obviously the magnet first runners and the Gemini first runners have magnet. Makes the room a lot easier and a lot faster actually as well. But the top first runners don't have magnets, so they have to do that room with either Buster or top spin. And top spin is kind of awkward to use because it knocks you backward when you spin and kill an enemy. So Fasta's going to have to make some either very, very, very tight jumps or try to go for the wiggle strat, which is you try to turn right before you hit the Parasu, and that knocks you back, but towards the right, and then you hit right again. Like, it's kind of a scary strat, but we see some runners go for it, so we'll see how it goes.
He goes for that. I think he just goes for the...
I think he does.
Pretty much like you slide, or you jump out of your slide, like, right as his, like, hand leaves the
Oh my god! Okay, he had to cancel that one.
Oh yeah.
Look at this! Oh. Look at this room! Wow, okay, well, see, in a perfect world, when you could all be fastatcc, that is how that room is supposed to go. That was a really solid shadow stage.
Yeah.
But those jumps are not easy at all. He gets a very nice shadow pattern as well, killing him right in the middle of the room.
BeefWatson here, actually did not turn the lights back on, it looks like. By the way. He does make it through.
Yeah, he elected to not go for the last zip.
Yep.
And as you can see, Quickman is very easy on normal. You only take 4 crash bombs to kill him, so you can just sort of, if you get that good pattern where he just sort of runs up against that wall next to you like that, you can just finish him off really fast.
Yep. And now we're gonna see fast play through the first screen of Gemini. There are a couple very tight slides here. sliding under some of these flame pillars is very difficult, but you know, with as much time as fastatcc has put into this game, we're gonna see some pretty smooth movement here coming from him.
Yeah, and this screen is like probably the most notable screen in the entire game. Like everybody knows that screen because of the Gemini first route, which was run for so long.
Yeah.
After Hoda Ruby sort of pioneered it. Nice little zip there from Fasta.
Yep.
So yeah, Gemini, obviously, it's well known. The last room is probably the scariest one of the stage. You've got a lot of single block slides, and he's, I'm sure, going to go for all of them. He's not going to chicken out after what we saw in Shadow Man, so
yeah.
Expect to see some very risky play in this screen right here. We don't have his audio going either, but he did get the proto skip, which means there's no music playing either right now, and that reduces some lag.
Yeah.
Also killing these 2 dragonflies again to reduce some lag, but yeah, really nice room there. And he only skipped 1 slide, which is pretty good. Meanwhile, Beef gets through his good wood. Oh, and he gets the bufferless stomper jump. Very nice from Fasta.
That's great.
That's a pretty tight trick. It's not that hard if you get a good feel for like jumping off the ladders at the top, but it's a little tricky. Doesn't quite get his Gemini fight right, but still decent stage.
Yep. Now BeefWatson going on to Metal Man stage.
Yeah, saving Bubble for last. Bubble's usually a good option to leave till last because the teleport out is slower.
Yep.
So if you're not going to do the crazy new route where you finish with air, that's typically where you see most people try to finish. Gets a very nice setup for the metal zip. That's perfect. Again, just showing like this is Beef's game.
Yep. Fast going through this first screen real fast, switching to Buster on the ladder so he doesn't have to actually let go of the ladder.
Yeah, when you exit a menu, you'll automatically let go, so saves himself an input.
Yep. Small optimizations like that, you know, he's obviously, since he's a world record holder, he knows he'll be doing that all throughout this game. BeefWatson with a nice item 2 there, cross at the end of the metal.
Ooh, Fasta getting some bad luck there, getting some drops.
Oh yeah, a big drop right there.
So Beef getting the easier metal fight that we mentioned, how you can just hold B as you enter, and he doesn't do anything.
And we'll see if Fast gets a good pattern. We kind of want Needleman to stay a little bit low. We don't want to jump super high.
It's not the worst pattern, but it wasn't the best either, so,
Yeah.
you know. You can count your blessings, I guess, that it wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to see 2 small hops from Needle. The time difference isn't huge, to be honest.
Yeah.
The biggest part of the time save when he gives you the second little hop is that he dies not directly in a corner. More than anything else, that's the biggest part of the time save, because killing bosses in the middle of the screen is kind of important in Mega Man 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Because the fanfare doesn't start till all the death sprites leave the screen, and so killing them in the center allows them to all leave the screen the fastest. Whereas if you kill them in a corner, you gotta wait for some of them to go all the way across the screen to the other side, so it's pretty slow.
Yeah.
We'll actually see a difference of that too when we hit 5 and 6, because 5 and 6 you actually want to kill bosses near the sides of the screen to have those sprites leave the screen as fast as possible, at least half of them, and that will allow for less lag. Because in those games, it's not about the sprites leaving the screen, it's about just a timer.
Yeah.
Fasta into his favorite stage. I'm just going to say that because he played Magnet first forever. He pioneered the route to what it is today. And then he left it. Hey, when you want to be the fastest, you got to go the fastest way.
Yeah.
So he knows the stage really well. The beauty of going top first then Gemini first is you have Rush Jet for this stage. So you don't have to do the Yoku blocks, you can just sort of ride over top of them. Yeah. Hey, Bubbles down. Beef is off to 3.
Yep. And it looks like actually he's going top first as well, according to his splits here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people do that.
Top first is fun.
Sure.
That's with the kind of bad pattern there. You kind of want Magnet to do his, magnet towards, like, you towards him. Then you can just, like, damage boost through it. But
yeah.
He had some high jumps there. Not ideal, but at least he killed him in the middle of the screen, so that's something.
Yeah, jump patterns are always kind of crappy, but...
Well, but what can you do about them?
Yeah, it's RNG. The game decides. So another little slight change now in a Hardman stage, Fasta has Shadow Blade, so makes killing these bees a little bit, in theory, easier. These Shadow Blades, though, are actually a little bit tricky. There's a couple of those bees that are actually kind of hard to hit, and your movement has to be pretty quick to get into the right location to actually hit them, so...
Yeah, but he did end up getting them just fine.
Yeah. The other routes, again, have Magnet for this stage, so they use... they don't have Shadow Blades, so they open the stage with Magnet to kill a couple of the bees, and then they finish the last one off with Coil. But we see a little bit quicker strat here with this route, saving a little bit of time using Shadow Blade. Very nice damage boost off the monkey there for Fasta.
Yep.
Oh, yo, nice dozer, dude.
Yeah.
These dozers have terrible hitboxes. Another terrible hitbox. The third one finally dies. You can fire shots on the exact same height and have 2 of your shots tink off and 1 hit. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to the dozer hitboxes. They make no sense.
Looks like, unfortunately, BeefWatson, not timing his shots properly, is going to probably have a 4 cycle here.
Yeah.
Oh, guess not.
Oh, maybe not.
It looked like he didn't get... I thought he got 2 on the first
Yeah,
cycle,
but he did get 6 hits in both
Yeah.
the next cycles, which is what he had to do, basically.
Yeah. Very nice timing by him.
And Hardman's down also for Fasta, so... Fasta having a pretty standard Mega Man 3. So here we go, Shadow stage again for Beef. It's a tough stage. I mean, arguably you could say the one nice thing about this route is that you get the first 3 stages out of the way right away, and they're the harder ones to do. So once you got those out of the way, it's like, alright, now the game gets easy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Proto Fight's having a little bit of difficulty there, but...
Gotta mash him a lot. Proto has 28 health, so it takes quite a bit of mashing to take him down each time.
Yep.
He actually has less in the actual Proto fight stage. It's kind of weird. Like, every Proto fight he has 28 health, except for after you beat the Docbots and you fight just him. It's like, he's got 24, I think. It's
funny.
Really strange. I don't know if that was an oversight or if that's just what they wanted. So Fasta using Jet to make Snake Stage go by a little bit quicker, even in rooms where you don't think you would normally use Jet.
Right. BeefWatson taking the safe route here. He's just jumping across these platforms. Not going to slide at all.
Yeah, so... this actually will be slower than Magnet first, then.
Yep.
Assuming good RNG for Magnet, but... But it's safe, and you get across.
Yeah. And if he's more comfortable with, top first over Magnet, then, players got to play to their strengths. He does lose all his top spin there. Unfortunately, he stayed in the hitbox while he was in 9 frames, so he's going to have to buster the rest of this fight. Hopefully, he can get it.
Yeah, he can take one more hit, so he should be fine. Yeah, he's alright. That's another nice benefit, actually, of doing The other two routes is you actually have Hard Knuckle, which is a soft weakness for Shadow.
Backup. Yeah.
Does 2 damage. But Buster's also what most people prefer to use anyway, just because they know how it works, whereas Hard Knuckle kind of like holds you in place when you fire it. So you kind of have to take a lot more damage to make it useful as well. But up to the runners, what they prefer to do. It's not what's faster, it's what you can do faster.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what matters.
Now Fast finishing up Mega Man 3 here, going into Sparkman stage.
And then he'll be heading off to his favorite game. I can only assume.
Oh yeah, for sure. He doesn't love Mega Man 3.
Yeah, I've heard on occasion him say how much he loves 4. I don't know if he said that very much with 3.
It's like Beef just bustering through all these.
Yeah, not going for the zip. The zip is not...
Doesn't save that much
It's
time.
such a small time save, but it's also kind of tight as well. Like, we saw Fast to get it. It's like a 4-frame window or something, I think.
Yeah. We'll see if he decides to slide into these the penguin things or wait for the little things to slide out.
Yeah, he's got the health for it, but he's going to let the penguins deboost him. They deal a little less damage than the actual penguin maker themselves, so yeah, preserves a little bit of health.
About the Gemini fight.
And also grabbing this health, so yeah, like you're probably right. He wants to have that health for the fight. And going through the blocks, getting a couple slides in here, but not very many. But this is still faster than using Marine.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Spark is down.
Yeah, he's doing them all on all the double or triple block.
Yeah, which is still worth it.
Yeah. Still faster than like switching to Marine and then having to like go through all that bottom section.
Mm-hmm.
Gets hit by the Stomper there.
Yeah. He's still got enough HP. He can take a few hits here from Gemini, depending on which ones they are. Body hits,
yeah.
Maybe
Body
2.
is not so much. Did he grab the E-Tank?
I don't know. I don't think
good.
so.
It's menuing, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, he did.
So very fortunate for him that he grabbed that.
Yeah, this is a sort of awkward fight till you learn it.
Yeah.
And Gemini goes down with a lot of deboosting, but you know, he's alive.
Yeah, making it through the stage without dying, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. And as we can see, Fast going through Brightman's stage, he hasn't died. He took a couple of damage boosts from the bullets from the totem guys on the previous the first screen, so he can kind of slide on the spikes there. Yeah,
that's a really unlucky drop getting that too, because any drops at these totems, any drops in general in Mega Man 4 are typically kind of crappy, because usually if you're killing an enemy, it's to reduce lag, and when you get a drop, it basically treats it as if you never ever killed the enemy. So it's really unfortunate, like when you get ones like that where they drop and they're on the spikes and you can't pick them up. It's like, well, thanks game, because you actually lose time to that, because you generate lag by shooting to kill the enemy usually. So it's basically like you tried to kill the enemy but then didn't. It's kind of crappy. But Fast is into the Brightman fight. He's not fully charged here. Okay, he is. Never mind. He just had a weird sprite. So there's a very specific sort of plan for this fight. Brightman only uses Flash Stopper at certain HP intervals, so as long as you keep him off those HP values, he won't flash, and Fasta performing it perfectly.
Yeah,
and
one normal shot, and then the rest are charge shots, is what you want to do.
Yeah, basically. 16, 8, and 4 health are the HP markers you're trying to avoid. Beef coming into the Needleman fight. He's got enough HP to take a couple hits here, so he should be fine. We'll see how it goes, though.
Ooh, that one laser. Oh.
Okay, oh, he fires it left. Oh no. Oh, okay, so he's got to be careful now because his HP, he can't take another needle. Oh, and he
Yeah,
does
my
take the
screen
death.
just died, unfortunately. And now he doesn't have. Uh, he can.
He's
He
got
can
enough
hit
for a couple
twice.
hits,
Yeah.
but he's going to have to finish him off with an alternative weapon, which she'll probably use Buster, yeah. I don't know if Needle takes 2 hit damage from Shadow or not. I never have tried. Taking a lot of damage again. He's going to have to be careful if he takes another body hit. He could be in danger here.
Looks like he's fine. Looks like Needle's kind of
All
staying
right.
away.
Yeah, he's alright. And Fasta does get the balloon, so he'll be saving a little bit of time in Ring and Skull.
Mm-hmm. Now Beef Watson's on some Magnet Man now. So rounding out the last half of Mega Man 3 as Fasta's gone through his second stage of Mega Man 4.
Yeah, so Beef off to Magnet. It's really interesting how, like, the different routes of Mega Man 3, there's 2 really overpowered weapons in 3. One is Magnet, and one is Shadow. And there's no route, like, where you can get both of them, like, really early. Like, you always get the second one, like, halfway through the route.
Yeah, but luckily, typically you'll get, you'll get one of them early.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we see kind of the distinction in, top first versus Magnet first. Like, top first people will use quite a bit of Shadow. Magnet people will use quite a bit of Magnet in the stages that they wouldn't have the other one.
Oh, man. We're seeing some very, very close potential for some faster net.
Uh-oh.
Fasta having a few drop frames there.
Yeah.
Hopefully his stream will keep going for us at least. Getting a lot of really grayed screens.
Hopefully it'll stabilize.
But yeah, Beef being able again to jet over that room, making it so nobody's playing the Yoku blocks in this race.
Yep, and here we see climbing by Fast. Actually that okay. I'm just having a little bit of issues there.
Ooh, Beef also getting a bad pattern from Magnet. Ooh, and getting a second jump too.
Oh yeah, it looks like Fast stream. Let me try to refresh it.
Yeah.
There we go.
So this stage where Fast is right now is typically one of the biggest problems for a lot of the people in this tournament. Ringman has been giving a lot of runners issues, and it's because technically the fastest way through this stage, you take a lot of damage skipping mini bosses. He skipped one already. You have to kill the second one to go by him. Skipping this one again, so taking another hit. So you usually get to Ringman with very little health, and so it's very easy to see runners take, or common to see runners take a death here if they're not comfortable with the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Nice lag reduction there on the Saturns.
Then you'll be able to do it the same every time.
Yeah, there's no RNG in the Ringman fight. It's 100% of the time the same. So you see that taking 8 damage from that last ring mini boss, putting him at 4 health, which means anything hits him, he dies.
He shouldn't have any problems with it since he's probably practiced up on this fight.
We'll see. We'll see. Anything can happen, but yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Looks like the Met are being a little bit nicer to Beef Watson. Or at least the first one was.
Yeah. Second one's being a jerk, though.
Yeah. And he gets the third one just fine.
Another benefit, actually, of doing Magnet first, you do Hardman second, and you saw there that E-Tank there, it's in your way. So you actually get an E-Tank, like, in your second stage, which for a newer runner is actually kind of a big deal too. Like, if you struggle with any of the fights, having that in your back pocket as a backup is kind of an... makes you be able to sort of breathe easier in some of the fights that might be giving you issues. Beef took a lot of damage in that proto fight.
It actually looks like he's opting to use the E-Tank here, instead of getting the health. For the Hardman fight.
I mean, that's not a bad option. Snake and Spark are pretty easy stages. You typically have a lot of health in those, so this is probably...
Spark doesn't even deal that much damage anyways, so...
Yeah, this is probably your best place to use it anyway. Does get a corner kill, though, unfortunately, so he's going to have to watch Mega Man walk to the center.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fasta going through the red block room using Flash Stopper. It worked out to his benefit. Now he's into the Crushers. Using Ring here to take out multiple blocks in one shot, which is pretty good. You just have to be careful, because you also do need Ring for the boss.
The fight, yeah.
Having some issues here, just squeaking through, though.
That was a little bit scary.
Probably going to just deboost on this Met. Yep. That's pretty standard. Most people do that. You can kill that Met and sort of slide through him a little bit faster, but it's a little tight, because he's one of those spinning Mets, so you have to hit him 3 times. So you have to actually hit him with 2 different rings to kill him quickly and slide through him. Deboost strat is really easy. Dust is down with a perfect pattern, all jumps. That's what you want to see, getting that center kill again.
Right in the middle. So all the explosion sprites leave as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Here we see BeefWatson just jetting through everything.
Yep. Jet still being useful. Yeah, Mega Man 3's jet is pretty good.
It's convenient because there's just you're given complete control over it. So
yeah, it's so
like
good.
4 or 5, you just kind of maneuver it however you want, and if you kind of go a different way with it, you kind of correct yourself.
Fasta gets the zip and skull. He actually almost went too late. Maybe about just almost like 1 or 2 frames later, and you still get hit, but you don't get the zip. You'll get knocked down. But he got it. He was right near the tail end of the window, though. Oh, faster net. Please. Stop gray screening. The gray screen of faster net.
Looks like BeefWatson managing to get up to the middle platform there.
Best pattern.
Snake Man.
Where he doesn't shoot any leg snakes.
So now, BeefWatson probably going to make quick work of Spark, and then on to Mega Man 4, where it looks like he's also doing Bright first. Which is definitely the most popular route amongst runners in this tournament.
It's the most consistent one, so I always recommend to new runners to do Bright first. It's from a really well executed Pharaoh first. It's about 2.5 seconds, maybe slower. But let's face it, nobody in this tournament that's gone Pharaoh first has executed it well enough to save time on the Bright first route. So
yeah,
Fasta getting the really good manipulation on Skull to kill him in the middle of the room. It's not as easy as you might think.
Nice.
But Skull is, again, another 100% manipulatable fight. The only RNG in it is how long he keeps his shield up, so it's very minimal time loss, typically. The other danger, actually, of the Pharaoh First Road is we've seen a lot of people menu to coil to make the balloon jump, and they've actually, by doing that, they almost lose... well, they lose all the time that they would have saved to the route, first of all, and then you're losing time that you would be saving with the balloon anyway, so you're not going to get that full, like, 10 seconds. You're probably only going to get maybe, like, 3 or 4 at best if you execute everything really well. So it's an interesting choice. Like, if you are going to go Pharaoh first, you need to be more sure of yourself, I think.
Yeah, definitely. BeefWatson now finishing up the Spark, getting boss quarter, and then gonna finish up the Spark fight.
Yeah.
So
Heading off to 4 here very shortly.
Yep.
Ooh, having some issues hitting Spark, but yeah, no health issues here, so it's fine.
You also got the 4 jumps from him, which it wasn't ideal.
Yeah, it's
But
not the
that's
worst
okay.
pattern, but it's not the best for sure.
Yeah.
It's the middle pattern.
They receive fast, kind of canceling his slide there so he doesn't fall down and get wire.
Yeah, Mega Man 4 is sort of the first instances where we see slide cancels become a mandatory thing, because underwater you can't jump under your slide. You see that in both Mega Man 4 and 5.
Yep.
We won't see it in 5, though, because there's no water physics in the 8 robots of 5. You only see that in the Wily stages, so it's really only a thing in Mega Man 4 for this category. So Fasta not getting the animation skip.
At least he did a jump there. I don't think another bubble was going to spawn anyways, but you know, he jumped just to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to lost a couple seconds there. We had to wait for that bubble to travel all the way up the screen.
So Beef is into Mega Man 4, like we said, doing Bright first also. A lot of runners, there's a lot of different strats you can do in this stage to be, you know, a little bit faster, if you will. But a lot of it comes down to these grasshoppers. Like, if they jump far or jump short, will sort of judge how much time you can save in this stage.
Yeah.
Last screen was pretty lucky, so... Meanwhile, Fasta's into Drill, and he's using Flash Stopper again. We never really mentioned this, but so the way Flash Stopper works, when you fire it, you'll flash the screen, and from that moment on, you have 5 seconds before the screen will unfreeze, and the enemies and everything start to move again. So while the screen is flashed, you can fire lemons, as you see him doing that now, killing these roly-polies. But the interesting thing about it is when you slide, the timer pauses for that countdown. So it lasts for 5 seconds, but if you can keep sliding, you can theoretically make it last basically forever. I mean, obviously it won't, but you can make it last for an entire screen very easily. So
yeah, as you can see, Fasted on that last screen, you know, he just used one at the beginning of the screen and he was sliding through it, but he was definitely on that screen for longer than 5 seconds.
yeah.
BeefWatson has to be a little bit careful here, because he's got 4 health, and...
Ooh, and then gets sniped, yep.
Yeah.
It's a tricky fight. I mean, this fight is... Sometimes you start thinking more about the damage you're dealing to him, trying to make him, you know, make sure you don't make him flash you, and then not as much focused on dodging the bullets.
Yeah. I kind of missed out on how many dives he got.
I think maybe 1.
Okay.
Didn't look like a terrible pattern.
Yeah. So not bad as he goes into last stage of Mega Man 4.
And Beef is done with Bright. So
Yep.
we do get Rush Jet from Drill, but in Mega Man 4, Rush Jet is not used for 8 robots. And it's actually rarely used even in the entire run. You don't ever see it really until Wily 2 in the speedrun, main speedrun either. So, unfortunately, Jet just spawns down too slowly. It's not like the Mega Man 5 Jet where he comes down really fast, so it's not as useful in this game. I guess you see him a little bit in Wily 1, but not very much. Just to skip the Yokus.
Yep.
This, again, too, with Fasta being in Toad stage. Toad stage is actually a little bit tricky. You have like the rain in the first screen, which you saw him go through, and now
And the
these waterfalls
waterfalls.
here, they sort of increase your speed, so you have to be a little bit careful you don't accidentally miss your jump and slide off the edge. Thankfully, you're rewarded with a really easy boss fight. And Beef also gets his jump, so he'll get the balloon.
Let's see if he accidentally splits here. Alright, good, he didn't.
Is that a thing? Do people split on balloon?
I accidentally split on balloon sometimes.
Oh. Oops. So, solid last room there. So, Fasta is going to be out of Mega Man 4 here and heading to 5 very shortly. And there it is.
Yep. On the Toad fight.
Ooh, a death there from Beef, unfortunately missing the jump over to the platform.
Yeah. A little bit unfortunate since he did make it past this this platform part, so he's gonna have to do all this all over again.
Yeah.
It's very slow because you can't really speed it up at all.
Yeah, not without doing really silly strats that don't save much time. But yeah, this stage is that's sort of the gimmick of this one, is those platforms, just like Bright has the grasshoppers. And Fast is into Stars stage. Very right off the bat, you're dealing with the low gravity physics, so you have to be kind of careful, especially on all these screens that have spikes on the ceiling, that you don't accidentally jump too high. But this route in Mega Man 5 is pretty much set, because you have to come here to get the super arrow, and that arrow is going to be used like everywhere else, basically, to make the stages faster. So always have to come basically to Star first if you want to go fast.
Watson getting a pretty bad pattern here. Pharaoh Man, even though he's trying to stay pretty close, he's been getting a fair amount of jumps here.
Yep, it's still random. I mean, you can be close to him and still get bad RNG for sure, but it's a lot more rare. As you can see, now that he's been close here for a while, he's getting a lot of charge shots, which is what you want to see, typically. Fast has actually been putting a lot of work into Mega Man 5 recently, so I expect that his 8 robots here will be probably pretty decent.
Yeah.
Although messing up a little bit there in the Starman fight.
Yeah, he thinks off that last shot.
Oh wow. So Baron letting us know that Fast is plus 20 to his Summa Vest, so, you know, I guess this is a pretty terrible run. I'm just gonna keep being really sarcastic, I guess. I had a long day, long work day, so I'm not being overly original tonight.
Messing up his balloon jump right there a little bit.
Yeah.
He fell down that one screen.
It's really unfortunate too. So like that costs you 4 seconds of just screen transitions, and then having to redo the room as well, at any time that you were in that room. And that's the danger. I mean, like I said earlier, balloon well executed only saves you about 10 seconds. So with the mistakes even just in ring, he's actually losing time to not even getting the balloon, which is it's pretty crazy how fast you can lose that time.
Yeah, his health is looking a little bit.
Yeah, we're probably gonna see him pick this thing up here. This one.
Okay. Yeah.
Just for safety. Like I said, you take a lot of damage in this stage, and that's doing it correctly.
Looks like he switched to Bright. Okay.
Yeah, he does that for this mini boss. Freezes him in place so he can shoot him down.
Oh.
Doesn't have to worry about timing his Pharaoh shot.
Here we see Fast going in. Oh, is he killing the? He's killing the hippo. It looks like. Probably concerned a little bit about his health. Like we were saying earlier, if you're not comfortable with your ringman fight, you know might get hit a few times.
Yeah, and body hits are 8 damage, so.
BeefWatson. BeefWatson.
Whoa, alright. Well, he's alright. He's fine. Everything is okay. Not even scared.
And then Fast, getting through gravity. Alright, yeah, looks like BeefWatson's got enough health for, to take a couple hits here. So he can take 2 ring hits, or a body hit. So, hopefully it'll be fine for this fight. A little bit scary right now.
Does take a body hit there.
And
He
unfortunately,
should... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If he had... I thought he was going to jump over him.
Oh no!
Which if he had, he
Was
would have been
that
fine.
That was a game over?
It's
That's
a game
unfortunate.
over, yeah. Fast is into his favorite Mega Man 5 stage. Gyro. Ooh, he gets bonked by a telly, though.
No.
And
Yeah, a
is
little bit
sent
unfortunate
all
there.
the way down into the pit.
Go back.
So a couple sort of unfortunate deaths here by both runners.
Yeah. That one's going to cost him quite a bit of time, too, because he doesn't have any arrow anymore.
Yeah, he's gonna have to actually play Gyro stage, but at least it's his favorite one. Like, if you're gonna make a mistake and have to replay it completely,
Oh no.
how many lives does he have at this
Question
point?
is he going to take a game over for,
Well,
Crystal Orb?
I mean, if he's gotten lives, he'll be fine. But like, if he's on his last life, you know, yeah,
Well, he could
that's
just take the extra one up in the stage, too, actually.
there is, yeah, there's one there he can grab,
Right next to the chicken.
taking a couple D boosts from these Pokepellis.
Alright. He does make it through here.
Taking this health right by the chicken, probably a good idea, because again,
And
skipping
then
that one up.
life. Oh.
So,
So I'm assuming he did get a one up at some point.
well, I mean,
He did just die twice.
maybe.
Or maybe he's doing Crystal stage? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he got one or not.
Yeah, I don't know if he... I wasn't paying close attention to see if he got like a one up in gravity. Let's see if chat knows.
We'll see if he knows, because he's gonna have. Well, he's gonna have to menu, so we'll see when he menus to gravity what he's got.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Meanwhile, Beef again back into the star room of Ringman. Just playing it safe, freezing the screen so that the enemies aren't in his way.
Looks like Prissy is saying in Fastest chat, you need to play Crystal or game over. So I guess if Prissy was paying close attention, he might not have. I guess he didn't get a life after all.
Which we've seen that happen a few times. Oh, never
Yeah.
mind. Right there. Bam. Thanks, Mega Man 5.
Wow. Mega Man 5 reference.
Based game, dude.
Wow.
It knows.
That incredible. Fast in his
Do-
own chat saying,
you
"Please,
know-
this is MM5."
So, okay, so I just want to point out something. Twitch chat. Alright, I'm going to call Twitch chat out. I'm going to call them out.
BeefWatson.
Oh, with one hit to go. So, if I had said, okay, he's coming into this Ringman fight with really low health, hopefully he doesn't die, chat would have been like, commentator's curse! But I say, oh man, he needs a 1-up, and then he gets a 1-up, and everyone's just like, you know,
MM5.
just gonna call out the chat. Just gonna, you know, what's up, Twitch? What's up, Twitch? What's going on? There we go. Second try on Ringman fight this time. Gets the job done.
I'm sure he's very relieved to get out of Ringman stage.
Yeah, for sure. For all the runners, really.
Yeah.
So Fasta setting up the crystal warp now, taking the D boosts. He's got to get his health down to low enough so that he can die in one hit, which it still is with that health drop he got. So there, he gets the setup.
Yep, and
So
he gets
now he's just gotta go get a drink and relax. So Beef is into dust. Again, I didn't really mention this when Fasta was here, but this is actually the hardest stage of the 8 robots.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really tricky rooms in this stage, and
This next room with Bright, it's sometimes scary if you
yeah. The hardest part about this room too isn't even necessarily the execution. It's
Delay.
like any mistake in this room is compounded by more time loss just based on the lag. Like
Yeah.
it's like even there where Beef
You
like
can see
takes
right
his time
there,
to
yeah.
shoot those enemies. Like you don't want to be in this room longer than you have to be. You really want to get out of here ASAP. And so it actually causes a lot of runners problems when they first try to learn this game because you know they don't want to die and whatnot. But on the other hand, it's like you can lose like 10 seconds in that room if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So Beef is going for ring strats this time. I don't know if he did that the other night. I think he might have done Buster here, but clearing out these blocks should be fine. Yep. Good one, Baron.
Alright, looks like he took, oh, it looks like he got hit another time there.
Okay, he's fine.
He's not gonna be able to, if Dustman starts sucking.
Well, he's got to be careful even of this Stomper because
Stomper.
he only has 6 health and the Stompers deal 7 damage, so he's just gonna
Looks
switch
like
to
he
Flash
switched to-
Stopper and
yeah.
make it easy on himself. Good backup strat there.
Did he just, oh, he might have accidentally, oh, he's taking intentional death here. So
Yeah.
he can just get full health. Probably not comfortable with the fight with that low amount of health. So he's just gonna switch the ring here.
Meanwhile, Fasta's into the checkpoint room of Napalm, getting that double arrow over top of the 2 torpedo guys.
Dustman, right there, he does take the damage first at the end there.
Yeah. Something to note actually, he's kind of lucky there, because when you deboost on him to get him out of his sucking pattern, you don't want to deboost first. You want to fire as you slide into him, so that your ring will hit him on the way back. Because if you're unlucky, he can actually go right immediately back into a suck pattern, and you can't hit him at all. So
Oh, interesting.
you don't want to actually deboost and then shoot because you can sometimes not get him. Whereas if you shoot and then slide into him as your shot's going like through him, on the return the ring will hit him no matter what, and then you'll guarantee a hit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a sort of a subtle thing that you don't necessarily notice on your first few fights. So Beef is just doing flash strats here. It's a good option, honestly, because you know, you don't get to do the zip, but you get to freeze a lot of these enemies in place. You don't have to worry about trying to make some tighter jumps.
Around him, yeah. Looks like fast on the Stone Man stage here.
Yeah, Stone is actually a pretty long stage. It's one of the longer stages of Mega Man 5 for sure, and it sort of like makes you have to prioritize which areas you need to use your arrows. But this middle section is a really good choice for it, since you get a good fly pattern here after you hopefully kill Squeaks. Let's see if he gets him. Oh, Squeaks bonks him, so he does not get the kill. But yeah, you do a little bit of a fly here, and then you want to have enough to do have 3 arrows here, so you can get to the top of the screen and fly over this screen, which is a terrible screen to not have arrow for.
Yeah.
The Beef into the skull fight. Let's see how it goes for him. Again, remembering that this fight is always the same if you fight it the same way, just the length of his shield, and unfortunately he gets a second shield, but the second shield was really short, so not too terrible. Ooh, Fasta using the napalm strats here in this last room. He gets the first met, really nice. That's actually a little bit awkward to do, and he gets the last one as well, so
wow,
really nice. It's a little bit of a time save there. Instead of using gravity, cuts out a menu. Ooh, he got hit by stone. That's a rare thing to see.
Fine, because you don't typically get hit. If you get hit once, you'll probably won't get hit again. Because, you know, he's got a very predictable pattern. Either he does, like, these short jumps, or he does, like, the long one where he crumbles into a bunch of stones.
Yeah, one day, Mopey. One day we'll have Baron Mike up. I'm pretty sure Baron has said that he wants to do, at some point, some kind of, like, special stream where we have, like, a few of the record holders for the classic Mega, like, watch some of the runs and, like, sort of talk while they're going. And Baron said he would mic if we did that someday.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, maybe it'll happen. We'll actually hear what Baron Haynes sounds like.
That's really exciting.
Ooh. Beef freezes that room a little too early, so catches the Stomper down on the ground.
Did Fast mess something up with one of his arrows? It looked like he did that room.
I didn't catch his arrow.
Okay.
The more important question is, obviously, did he dedicate the chicken room?
Not sure.
I sure hope so, because otherwise, this run is invalid.
Ooh, Beef Watson, 1 health left.
Ooh,
unfortunately, Dive Man should be.
He's got enough.
Fine.
As long as he does the fight without getting hit, he should be fine. Which you could obviously say about any boss fight.
Yeah.
But, you know, this fight is sort of designed in a way that it's a little risky because you have to get close to him, but...
Oh, he did take an intentional death, it looks like.
Okay, yeah.
He
Hopefully...
maybe he wanted to save that for Drill?
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
Ooh,
yeah,
Fasta getting a very nice pauseless hit here with a couple of his power stones.
Did he get the 3 stone?
He's still having to pause a few extra times, but he got a couple hits there without needing to pause, so that was really nice. And Beef takes out dives, so 1 stage left for Fasta in 5, and a couple left for Beef in 4 yet. You know, I mean, other than Beef's Mega Man 1, his 2, 3, and 4 haven't been that bad. I guess he took the game over in Ring.
He took a game over in Ring.
Which was kind of unfortunate, but, I mean, his 2 and 3 were fine. And other than that game over, his 4 has been fine as well. So, 4 is a tough game. We usually see deaths here from runners, because, again, bosses are tough. They deal a lot of damage. You gotta be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, people gotta be ready with their backups for certain bosses as well. Like we say, you know, it's always the same every time, but, you know, if you accidentally hold your control a little bit longer...
Yeah, you still gotta do it. Yeah. Ooh, Fasta missing the second screen bubble skip, so he's gonna fall back down. He can still go for the backup here, let's see if he does. Nope, he's just gonna ride the bubbles. The bubble skip here in 5, okay, he's going for this backup. It's a lot tighter to do in 5 compared to 9. There's a very similar puzzle like this one here in Mega Man 9.
2-arrow boat skip? No.
No, he doesn't get it.
Okay.
The one in 9, though, is a lot easier because the window to actually transition the screen is, like, massive. It's like a full tile. Whereas in 5, it's really tiny. Like, it might only be 1 or 2 pixels. Like, it's small. I could be wrong on that. Baron might be able to correct me, but I know it's very, very, like, specific where you need to put your arrow.
We'll see how many dives Drillman wants to give to Beef Watson here.
So Fast is actually sitting on a lot of health here. You can tell he's been putting practice into 5 because he usually struggles and gets hit a lot, but he's
Nice, BeefWatson.
sitting pretty good here.
Any dives, it looks like.
Lucky too, because Drill was actually about to dive there. Like you could tell based on his sprite, he was about to go under. So getting that kill before he goes under is really good. He's been practicing.
Good on him to get that timing down. He did take a couple body shots though, so he was one body shot away instead of taking the drill shot. But luckily he makes it through. Gonna get through Toadman right now.
And Fasta coming into a wave, so he's about to hit his final game. He's having a very good run, showing why he's the record holder for this category.
Yeah, we'll see if he can have the best tournament time with this run. Gonna be pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, even with a bad Mega Man 6, if he gets like, you know, a 20-some minute time, which would be, you know, a plus a minute to his, you know, best time, he'd still be getting a solid time for this tournament. Not the fastest, but it would be up there as one of our best times.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that he wants to make sure that he gets good times, so he gets good seating into then going into the next round.
Yeah, the times are important based for that. Like, you know, the faster your average... Oh, he gets a ladder jump on the second screen to win. That's actually a very hard one to do. I always find that one, for whatever reason, is actually harder than some of the other ladder jumps. That was really slick. Very nice. Unfortunately, though, can't do room 4, though, and gets bonked by the turret a couple times.
See how he does an improv room here? Looks like he's doing it just fine. Thanks through that room. Oh, wow. BeefWatson taking a damage boost off that little shark there and sliding off those last spikes. Kind of a little bit scary, but he does make it.
He did jump out of his, like, after doing a full slide, which, again, I just want to bring up, is important because you can't jump out of your slide underwater, so he would have had to cancel it if he tried to jump early.
Yeah, people don't think about that really at the end of Toadman stage either, because you kind of just think about it in Dive Man, but there is that small, you know.
Yeah, people forget about that room a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see some people slide like there's like spikes and then ground and then spikes in that last room, and some people might slide on the ground part and fall into the spikes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But that's okay. He's on to Mega Man 5 now. Gonna get his super arrow action going.
Yeah, off the star. We'll see how he handles the low gravity.
Looks like the rocks kind of being a little bit mean to him. There. That's okay.
Yeah, those asteroids can get in your way. They're just random where they fall, so...
Yeah, sometimes it's just unfortunate like that.
Yeah.
It's like Fast just got through Windman.
Again, noticing like Beef's not grabbing the letters. That's because we don't need beat in Mega Man 5. If you collect all the letters, which spells out, depending on which version you're playing, either Mega Man V or 5, or Rockman 5 for the Japanese version, which is what we're seeing most runners play, you'll get beat. But beat is only really useful for the castle stages and bosses, so for 8 robots, it's not really necessary. And you would only get them for like the very end of your last stage anyway. So it's not really worth it. And then same in 6 too. You can get beat in this game also, but beat is even worse in 6 than he is in 5, and so he's just not worth going for. Yeah. In fact, actually, in 6, beat doesn't even deal damage to the bosses, so it's even worse in that regard.
Fast opting not to kill Roland, by the way. So very kind of him.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, trying to jump over Roland to avoid, hopefully avoiding the bullet.
It's like BeefWatson having getting this last hit in on Starman. There we go. Ooh, Fast right there had a little scare. Sometimes these guys like to to throw flames where you don't want them to throw flames.
Yeah. Ooh, getting sniped
Ooh,
again.
okay.
So those fire pit, like those oil pits, when they get lit on fire, they do turn into insta kill tiles. So you have to be careful. They don't just damage you; they will kill you.
Yeah, we saw he was a little bit uncomfortable with the first throws there when he fell into the oil, so he walked backwards. Fortunately for him, because he did light on fire.
Mm-hmm. Flame giving Fasta kind of an awkward pattern to deal with. Gave him a couple jumps. They were lower jumps, but he did keep jumping away from him and over to the left corner. Ideally, boss kills in 6 are in the right corner. Because for whatever reason, if you can jump up against the right wall, you reduce a little bit of lag. It like despawns some of the boss sprites, death sprites. Doesn't work on the left wall, only the right wall. So typically we try to kill bosses there, but sometimes the bosses don't cooperate. Yeah.
BeefWatson, just getting through gravity here. Taking a little bit, a couple of hits right here at the end, but should be fine.
Don't worry, Baron. In my heart, every single, or both the games, it spells dumb bird. Yeah, into this scripted gravity fight. This fight is the same every single time, so... Did miss one shot, unfortunately, so he gets an extra cycle there.
Yeah.
And Fasta not even dealing with the margarine pit. He is too slow, though. He's not going to get butter, unfortunately. What do you mean, how do I spell Dumbbird? I spell it just like you spelled it. It's 8 letters. Cab, please.
Alright, here we see BeefWatson going into this screen to use his arrow. I think that's a little low still. It's gonna get... Okay, he jumped off right at the end. It's a little bit scary. But he does make it through.
If you do that for me, Baron, will that be legal to run on the leaderboards? I don't know. I don't know if that is allowed. So, Watson's going through Gyro. There's not a whole lot that's going on in Gyro stage, to be honest. Like, you have those first few arrows, and then after that, it's just sort of some long screens with some minor platforming going on.
Yep. Oh, a little... Okay, he's gotta be a little bit careful.
A little bit of a bonk there by that dropper, but he's through the room.
Yep.
Into the slightly more difficult auto-scroller.
Passes in Plant Man now.
Ooh, gets the late bullet from the turret, so he's able to jump up and slide underneath it. Very nice.
He does get hit by the helicopter-ish guy there, though. We'll see if he can get the one jump. Got 5 shots in, it looks like.
Now, Fasta is probably going to be going for plant forms here in the next screen after the next gorilla. So I kind of want to explain them because they're kind of awkward. So normally there's these platforms in plant stage. You would shoot them with Buster to open them, and then you can stand on them as you progress over these springs and pits where the fish jump out at you. But he's going to try to probably go off of them without opening them, which means he has a 4-frame window to jump off of them if he's not holding left or right. If he's holding left or right, then it actually goes down to a 2-frame window. So you actually see there he slipped off,
Unfortunately, yeah.
And he died there. And it's because those jumps are really tight. You're not supposed to be able to stand on those, so the game will try to push you off. So you have a very small window to actually get your jump off. Those jumps can also be really hard too, since the developers put in those little health drops, which can be a real pain when you're trying to time your jump inputs off of the platforms too. So
Yeah.
again, just compounding the difficulty a little bit. So he is going to buster this time because he's out of flame. So he'll be opening the platforms this time.
Yep. It's like BeefWatson here, going for the warp.
Ooh.
Right, there we go.
Doesn't quite know the buster strats though, but he's still progressing anyway. So Beef nails the death warp setup. So we'll see him in about another 40-ish seconds or so. And meanwhile, Fasta does take that death to plant forms, but he's through it this time, so into his plant fight. Plant is the hardest stage of the 8 robots, though, so it's pretty common to see a death here every once in a while.
Yep.
And he gets the manipulation to make Plant walk around. And he gets the 6 hits. Very nice fight.
Very nice, yeah.
Unfortunate kind of jump there from at the end there from Plant to make him die in the middle of the room, but again, you can't control that. You just gotta hope he jumps to the right. So really nice fight. Good execution.
Whereas BeefWatson, kind of having a little bit of difficulty here with the crystal fight.
Yeah, missing some of his gyros. He's got plenty of health though still.
Luckily, you start with full health when you do the warp, though. So
yeah,
he does make it out alive.
Mm-hmm. Halfway through his Mega Man 5 robots.
Fast is halfway through his Mega Man 6. So about a game behind. We'll see what kind of pace BeefWatson puts up here.
So Fasta missed the jump there and accidentally misfired a flame, so it means he's actually down a flame, which normally wouldn't sound like a big deal, but this stage is actually routed to basically use flame for the entire stage. So being down one flame basically means he's going to have to cut something out or hope he gets a drop somewhere. And he's killing that Met as well, so yeah, he's going to need... Oh, he's trying to ladder jump! There, he gets it. There's another one in this room, we'll see if he goes for this one too. He got it second try. So he is going to need either a drop, like I said, or he's going to have to cut one shot out. Usually it's one of those Mets that he killed the one, but since he didn't do that, it'll probably be the ceiling dropper enemy in the room after this next mini boss.
Oh,
he got a drop,
there, actually,
so he's good.
So, yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Typically you need that little drop anyway to do this stage optimally. Oh, you know what? Actually, he menued later, I think, in the first room. So maybe that cuts that risk out. Because he had enough there, even with the
second to last guy in the first room.
He did, but he shot buster shots into him so that he only had to shoot
okay.
him once. Shoot him with one flame.
That's
Which would
probably it, yeah.
which would actually give you the exact amount of flame you need without any drops. But yeah, he got another drop there too at the end, so yeah, he would have been one short, because you see he's only got 3 left.
Yeah. Looks like he accidentally used a shot.
He did, yeah.
Tomahawk, so he's gonna have to switch.
After playing Mega Man's 1 through 5, it's really easy to make that mistake, because 6 has the longest iframes in the NES games. So it's really easy after playing, especially a game like 5, which has shorter iframes, to see a runner accidentally, misfire into the iframes of Tomahawk. We've seen it happen a few times. So Fast is already on to the final stretch, lining him up. Yamato Knight Centaur.
Yep. Here's BeefWatson going through Napalm Man, killing him with a little issue.
Yeah, that fight is pretty easy if you take it the way that Beef did it there. The actual manipulation where you go all missiles it's not much harder. but it's a little trickier. You have to be more aware of your positioning to napalm to make sure you get that. The fight that you saw Beef do there is a little slower due to just the bombs when they explode generate some lag, but it's not a huge time loss by any means. So we're gonna take the only alternate path in this 8 robots here. We're gonna get the beat letter in this stage, just because this cuts out 2 or 3 screens, so it makes Yamato quite shorter, actually.
Yeah.
See if Fasta can have a really clean Yamato fight. We'll see. I won't hold my breath. He's known for his Yamato fights.
You could say that.
And many runners like to model their Yamato fights after him. Ooh. He actually almost got the best pattern. If Yamato had thrown the spear to the corner after that first jump, that would have been the best pattern. But again, having a pretty standard fight for her for Fasta.
You know, he only took 2 hits. Right? I feel like a patented fastatcc Yamato fight would have more. Did Beef put this too low? No, okay.
Nope,
just
he's
high
alright.
enough. Just high enough. Nice placement by Beef Watson.
So Fasta's got 2 stages to go.
So he used Jet for that first screen, and he switched to Gravity here.
Yeah, it gets rid of the tellies fairly easily, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
Oh, he's going back to Jet already here.
Yeah.
So he's going to save whatever little gravity he has left then for this last room.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fasta going for the spike wall skip. I'm going to call it that for him, because that's what he calls this room. Ooh. Ran out of gravity there, so he's taking a few extra hits from the Mets. But health
okay, Stone Man.
is not really an issue usually in this fight.
Yeah, you typically shouldn't take any hits.
You can, Baron. You definitely can. But that's just lame. Ooh, Fasta getting a really nice jump there underneath the bullet. That's
really
easy. Well, I shouldn't say it's not easy. It's easy to do, but the game can be a jerk and actually give you an edge clip there and kill you. So you have to kind of get some good luck there. Funny that he would go for something like that, but he refuses to do the Margarine Pit slide, because that's actually more risky than Margarine Pit.
Yeah.
I'd say you probably have about a 50-50 chance to survive that jump. Margarine Pit's like about a 90% success rate, for me anyway.
Yeah. Beef Watson here going into Charge Man stage. Looks like he's got enough arrow for this this next screen here.
Ooh, Fasta
His
getting
arrows look kind of high.
a really nice
Slide
night
jump.
pattern. No jumps. That's
Nice.
pretty rare. As ask Baron Haynes how rare that is. I'm sure he'll tell you. Nightman is a very jumpy boss, typically. Beef into his chicken room. I don't know if he dedicated it to anybody, but let's hope somebody got that. Never did actually check to see the race channel. There was no dedications.
That's okay.
Sad.
Fast. Now going into the last stage, looks like he'll end up with like a 145-ish here.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
Who has he? So he's played. Let's see, J-Veth.
That's it so far.
So Slurpee Ninja. That match is coming up.
Mhm.
Doesn't look like it's scheduled yet, but
Not yet, no.
as we ran out of this race, actually, let's talk about some of the upcoming matches. So Tomorrow we have Fishbowl and Hypa, and then me versus Darkman. Looks like we had a lot of matches today, actually.
Yeah, there's 4 today, because there's 2 going on at the moment, right now.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of pause buffers here from Beef, but that's a pretty standard fight for most people.
Yeah.
Ooh, his health is a little low.
Actually, yeah. Oh no. That's unfortunate.
Oh, no.
Takes a little hit there.
Fasta also got a drop there right in that near that end of that stage that was kind of scary. Going for another ladder jump. I just want to point out that there are actually quite a few ladder jumps that you can do in Mega Man 6, because for whatever reason you can jump off the bottom of ladders. But I want to point out that we discovered that each of them saves roughly 10 frames. I mean, give or take a frame or so, which is about 1/6 of a second. And if you miss a single one time, you lose like basically more time than all of them save combined. So going for them is really silly, but they're cool. So you know.
Sometimes you just have to go for the swag strats here. As Fast gets a 1:45.21. What does the race bot say?
Probably a little slower. RaceBot says 1:45.22.
Okay, so
GG to Fasta. Not our best race time, but really, really solid time.
still very solid. Puts them up there with the top race times, especially with some of the variants that can happen in these games. You know, as we get to the later rounds of the tournament, you know, these matches can get decided by how lucky some people get.
Yeah.
So that secures his spot, I believe, in the next round.
Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Technically, Slurpee can win against Fasta and Jabeth.
Oh, I see.
And then there would be 3 runners at 2 and 1. He'll probably still advance based on his race times, but mathematically, he's still not technically clinched.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought the same thing last time, and then Joka was like, "No, no."
Oh, no, I think 3-way. So yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I see. No. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, his odds are, you know, I would think in his favor, obviously, but.
Yeah, and this will put like BeefWatson gets this will be his first, so he's got 2 wins and 1 loss. So yeah, I guess it's down to what Slurpee does here.
Yeah. Yeah, if Fasta defeats Slurpee, then that will clinch both Beef and Fasta at the same time.
Yep.
Beef has to be really careful here. Like, even if he gets out of the auto-scroller, his health for the boss fight's gonna be low, but this is a pretty tricky fight to do without getting hit, so I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah.
And he can't menu. You cannot menu here when you're in the boat, so takes a death. It's kind of too bad.
A little bit unfortunate, but lucky for him, this is the last stage, and so now he's going into this section with full health, so
Yeah.
hopefully he'll be fine.
Fasta having fun jumping in the water wall.
Yep. Alright, I don't know if we gave an update on the other match, but it looks like Enemy won that. Not sure what his time was.
He had a 1:57.48, and Too
Okay.
Good had a 2:01.04.
Okay, yeah. Too Good, like, just finished.
Yeah.
So congrats that. I think that was... might have been the signing match?
I'm not sure.
but that's a pretty close race by the two of them. 4 minutes apart. Especially since I think enemy's time was like a 2:01 or something, so that might have been a PB for him, unless he didn't update his leaderboard time. Yeah, Beef making it into Wave Man. Looks like he's got enough health. As he kills Wave Man there. Now we're on to Mega Man 6.
Yeah, last game. 8 robots to go. Final stretch. And also going with the Windman route. Wind is a good route for 6. There's a couple different ones, but Wind is the most consistent for sure. You can go Flame first, which is fine too, because Flame obviously is the real reason you want to go Wind first anyway, because you can kill Flame fast with Wind, and that gives you Flame for the majority of the robots. But there's also, you know, we've seen a couple other ones, like we've seen Night first. I think Terex actually did Night first in his first race tournament, or tournament race, I should say. It does exist. I think he's for a long time he's wanted to put more time into that to see if it's a more viable route, but it's not a terrible choice.
So yeah, the thing with Flame first is the pillars that he shoots up. You can't get your Buster Shot through that. So
right, yeah. So
you have to like go on his head, like right where his head is.
Yeah, you can just barely shoot over top of him and still hit him. So it requires a lot more precision.
You would have to like kind of practice your muscle memory for releasing shots for that fight.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you see a bunch of people doing Wind first. Oh, looks like another match got added for tomorrow as well. Dark Terex and Prissy are going to be playing at 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh, unfortunately, Beef taking the...
taking a death. Yeah, that's a really, really rare death to see, actually.
Yeah.
The Wind boss fight is pretty easy. Like, there's not much going on in it. You just have to be careful to not overmash too much when he's using his Wind move to pull you in, because the more you shoot at him, the faster you get pulled into him. So
yeah,
it's more important to actually get your fully charged Buster Shots in than it is to mash him in those phases.
Looks like he does ultimately kill him though, so...
But Wind is down. 7 to go. Into Flame, the best speed stage of the game, for sure. This stage is really fun to play and execute. Getting in your slides, getting in the shots where you need to fire. The pacing of it is very good.
Ooh, yeah, right. He lights a couple of those puts on fire.
Taking a couple hits in the early stage, but shouldn't be an issue, really. This stage is pretty forgiving. Like, there's an E-tank and a couple other things.
Uh-oh. Oh, that was really scary. He tried to get the
Oof, just saves it in time.
yeah.
Now he has to ride the Roland type enemy across and then deboost. Into the checkpoint room now, so he is safe. And like I said, there is an E-tank here, so if he really wants it, he can grab it here for sort of a safety, so he doesn't have to take another death.
Right here is on fire. That's because in the first room, with one of those pits in the first room, it got lit on fire, and it actually corresponds to this pit as well.
Alright, so he's skipping the E-tank, but he did grab the health, which is probably enough for what he needs. Feels confident enough in his execution of the stages and fights to not need the E-tank. 6 is actually a pretty easy game with regard to boss fights. I don't think, even casually, the first time I played this game, I don't think I had any problems with the bosses.
Yeah.
Once you figure out their weaknesses, they're all pretty trivial.
The one that's probably given runners the most trouble is, I'd say, Tomahawk, just because you have to stay close to him. And if you kind of mess up any of those shots, it could cause some issue. Now we're into Blizzard Man, so we'll see how well he does on this stage. There is also an E-tank in this stage. We'll see if he goes for this one.
Yeah, the big thing that you have to be careful of in this stage, obviously, is ice physics. It actually messes a little bit with your canceling as well. Like, you'll notice if the runners cancel with a D-pad input, like if you're sliding right and press left, they'll sort of rubber band back the opposite direction. Whereas if they cancel with A, they'll continue their forward momentum. So on ice, runners actually want to cancel with A in this stage. It's actually really important so that they don't lose any time going the wrong direction. Not even going for any slides in the checkpoint room, just playing it really safe here. 6's difficulty really just comes from the movement itself. Like, if you want to go really fast, you can make this run as hard as you really want.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, is the game too easy for you? Well, then you should be doing Wily 2 Raidens and Bomb Skip and like every other stupid frame-saving strat that apparently I'm a chicken to do. But no, this is actually a really... I really enjoyed this game casually when I first played it, just because of, I think, it being a little bit easier. It just made the game really enjoyable. So, I highly recommend, if you haven't played this game, you should really try it, because 6 is pretty solid game. I know a lot of people missed it, because by the time this game came out, the Super Nintendo and Mega Man X was already out. So, like, not very many people played this game.
Yeah.
So, well worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Especially just Tomahawk Man. That music is great. I think that's my favorite music in all of Mega Man 6.
Yeah, the music in 6 is really good. It's got a good score. 5 stages to go. Beef heading into the hardest of the 8 robots, Plant Man. Yeah, agreed, Baron. It does. ultimately, to go really fast in 6, it really just comes down to movement almost more so than a lot of other games, because of the cancel mechanic and not being able to jump out of slides. You're basically adding that many more inputs, and so it's just that many more places to, you know, make mistakes. The faster you can do a cancel, the better, obviously. So, like, there's just so much time you can pick up or lose based on the movement in this game. Three and 6 probably have like the most inputs, I would think, for the NES games.
Yeah, 3 for sure, just due to the fact that you have to mash a lot of things down.
Yeah, that and the shorter slides as well.
Yeah. We'll see as BeefWatson gets to the end of the stage if he decides to do plant farms. I don't imagine. I think
not.
The last race that I saw him in, he didn't.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're gonna see very many people even go for it. Like, I know, obviously, Fasta's gone for it. Whether he keeps going for it when we actually get to the elimination bracket is a good question, actually.
Yeah.
But guys like Potdot and Terex, 100%, they'll always go for it.
Yeah, I think later on in the tournament we're gonna see people like vary up their strategies according to where their opponents are at, like in their race.
I could see it.
Watching their opponents, because it'll be very important to see if you need to like catch up time or if you want to stay safe to kind of retain some of your lead.
Yep, correct. Yeah, for sure.
Because especially like in Mega Man 6, like that you'll be that's the end of the 46 Robot Masters right there.
Mm-hmm.
So you're definitely going to want to make sure, kind of just to see where everyone's at.
Yeah, definitely. So again, pointing this out, oh, Beef also gets the manipulation, very nice.
Yep.
But pointing this out also, like, with this loss, Beef will finish this pool play. This is his last of his 3 races, so he's going to finish 2-1, which is a really strong possibility that he'll be moving on with Fasta to the extra rounds. So, we'll probably be seeing him again in the near future.
Yep.
The runners do have until the end of this week. I believe Saturday is the last day that they have for getting their races in for pool play, so we're going to need to see still quite a few more races yet the rest of this week before we're done.
Out of the 60 that we need scheduled, I think about, let's see, how many is this? 40? 50? So, like, 50 of them have been, so, like, 10 matches still have to be scheduled, it looks like.
Yeah,
sure. Let's see if any pools are, like, completely done. I don't think any
there's 2. There's not completely done, but there's 2 that are officially decided.
Okay.
I'll go over the pools after this.
Okay.
Well, you can talk about that. I mean, I'll go over, like, who's progressed and whatnot.
Okay, yeah. Group F, it looks like Colonel Fatso and Mazimov have made it through those groups, because Zerg G with 1 loss, Mazimov with 1 loss, but Mazimov beat Zerg G. Colonel Fatso with both of his wins.
Yeah, I think mathematically, again, that's another one of those anomalies where it's like he can, in theory, still not make it.
Zerg G wins.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think he's sitting in a good position.
Yeah, Colonel Fatso has put in a lot of time into 46 Robot Masters in the last few months, so...
Yep.
He was also first seed in his group, so... So yeah, but as we finish up this week, all these groups are gonna be finishing up.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna know the top 20 runners that move on here actually pretty shortly. Like in the last 3 days, I think we've decided almost all of the ones that are currently clinched at the moment. Like every day we play and do some more races, we're basically like finding like another 1 or 2 people that are clinching. So.
Oh, Group D is guaranteed. So Baron made it first, or is going to make it first out of his group because he beat Azoma and Avalon Star. And Avalon Star beat Azoma earlier today to get his 2nd win in that group.
So here we are into Tomahawk. This is that fight that we talked about that's a little bit trickier. His Tomahawks deal 5 damage to you, whereas his body and his feathers only deal 4. So if you can, you want to deboost off of his body. That was a pretty timid pattern, actually. Tomahawk just sort of standing still. he can be a jerk and like do tiny hops into you like throughout the entire fight, and that's actually where that fight actually ups up in difficulty.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going with the Buster fight as opposed to Plant.
Looks like this has actually been a pretty good run, or a pretty good end of the run for Beef Watson as well, because his last 3 splits for him have been gold splits. So, you know, definitely, definitely finishing off this run strong, despite the couple hiccups that he had earlier.
Mm-hmm. So into Yamato's stage now. So 3 stages to go. It's like always cool when we get the runners to Yamato, because it's like the home stretch. You work your way left to right across the Robot Masters. So it's like there's like the last sort of
just a nice straight line across.
Yeah. Yamato is again probably the easiest of the 8 robots in this game. It's a short stage, and a lot of the rooms don't really have any enemies. So it's a pretty easy stage. There's only a couple places where you can really take a bad death. The first room is probably the hardest part, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, jetted a little early there, so he ran out, had to land and re-get his ammo.
Yeah, the singular time you'll see Jet in the 46 Robot Masters, at least, you definitely see it a lot later, but definitely the kind of refilling mechanic that it has proves to be an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, I think Jet N6 is one of my favorite ones, actually. Like, I think it's a really good idea. Keeps it unique. Better than how they made Coil unique. Immediately takes a couple hits here on Yamato. But gets a couple jumps, makes the fight pretty easy. Yamato's a pretty easy boss. There's not a whole lot going on. Two more gonna go. Knight and Centaur. So, see Beef coming in now to the spike ceiling room.
Nice short
we'll see
jump
how
right there.
he gets across. Yep, gets over that little spike pit.
Yep.
Gets
Like
the pause buffer here. Looking good. Oh, didn't quite get the enemy kill though, but takes a couple hits and gets through it anyway, so it should be fine.
Yeah, at the very least he didn't die, so it's definitely
Yep.
definitely good, especially with such with that short jump at the beginning right there.
Mm-hmm. He's into the checkpoint room now. Waits for this bullet here.
Looks like he's getting a little caught up right here on this this enemy right here.
Yeah, his spears are actually backwards now as well.
Yep. So for the people that don't know, Mega Man alternates between like a high spear and a low-ish spear. It's kind of important when you go into the Mad Nerd room here.
Yeah, I don't know if he does the fast strat here though. You can kill these 2 Mad Nerds with 3 spears, but
looks like
he's gonna change.
He's switching to Jet to get the E-Tank.
I guess so. Or he's just gonna fly over the nerds. He's not gonna make the nerds mad, and he is gonna get the E-Tank. So happy nerds, I guess. Or just nerds. They're not mad. So getting that, I guess there's a potential he could maybe need it here, but
yeah,
he's taking a lot of damage in the bouncy castle room. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was a room.
There's probably a few more hits than he wanted to take there, but you know, he does have that safety E-Tank. I don't think he's gonna need it, looks like he was contemplating actually using it there. And then he decided not to. And then he decided
Yeah, he's gonna do
to
it.
use it. Alright. Yeah, you really don't need it for Centaur, I feel like. Centaur fight, you know, usually you'll enter that boss battle with close to full health. And
Yeah.
even with bad RNG with Centaur Man, you should be able to deal with it no problem.
So,
a few jumps here from
I was gonna say, here's the night we're more used to seeing all this jumpy pattern going on here.
Yeah.
The one that pattern that Fasta got was kind of an anomaly.
And now on to Centaur.
Yep, last stage. I actually really like Centaur stage, especially the first screen of it is really fun to execute with Buster. See if he goes for Buster strats, or some people have been doing plant. Looking like he's going through it with Buster though.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see, I think, a couple people switch to Knight like really early. They switch to Knight on the first screen. Really, Centaur's kind of like one of those like kind of flexible stages in that you'll see a lot of different strategies for it to kind of get through the stage. You see kind of like a damage boost right there he took. Some people are very uncomfortable with like jumping through the water physics there, so...
Yeah, you kind of fall a little bit faster in 6 compared to 1 to 5. Like, especially in water. The other games, you kind of hang there when you release A. In this game, when you release A, you pretty much just start falling immediately, so it can be really tricky. You know, you want to make sure you make the jump, you know, and not cut it short and fall to your death.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is where he switches to Night Crusher, and it looks like he does have ample health here.
Yeah, and this is really the last screen he needs to focus on. This one, and then this last waterfall one right here.
Yeah.
If he can get out of this
really
room, it's pretty much... Yeah, he's home free now.
Damage boost through the squid thing, and then you're good.
Yep.
Luckily, you know, you end the 46 Road Masters with a relatively easy fight. Like, obviously, there's like all the luck involved with you know how Centaur Man goes. So like you'll have the potential of losing time, but
yeah, if he teleports,
you
you lose a couple seconds. So
yeah.
you want him to not obviously teleport at all. He can teleport up to 3 times if you you execute the fight correctly.
It's like he is running across the screen quite often.
Yeah, that's the best pattern there. He's gonna get another potential teleport though. Oh, he walks again, so he's lucky.
Yep. So
that's it. Beef finishes.
BeefWatson.
Grayspot has him at a...
12.
Where is it? 2-12-17.
Yes, let's say 2-12-19. Yeah, well played by both players.
Yeah, definitely. Good job.
GG's.
Well, I don't have too much else to show except for the the pools. So I'm gonna fire up some music here and let's take a look at the said brackets. Oh, wrong one. We'll pause this music here. All right. So Pool A is actually one of the pools where both runners have now clinched. Nero and Kezes have both clinched to move on into the single elimination bracket with 2-0 records, since Jonathan and Z for now, they've finished all their runs. So we'll be seeing both of those guys. Kezes again was a late addition to the tournament, so really cool to see him, you know, able to replace Mega Man X or Mega Man Fan X, or I forget what the guy's name was, but. And Nero, obviously, again, showing his skill coming into the tournament, not even knowing all the games, and easily going 2-0 so far. So Kezes and Nero still have to race each other, but they're both moving on.
That'll be proceeding.
Yeah. No change in Pool B today. We didn't have any races from these guys, so still at the moment Kong is 2-0 and Toad 1-0. So we'll probably see, you know, a few more races yet before we find out who's actually moving on here, but it's looking good for Kong at the moment. Pool C, Primal's still the only one to have clinched here with a 3-0 record. Really good. Hypa did get a win here the other day against Anthel, so finally someone else in this pool with a win, which is cool to see. So we might be seeing potentially the second place runner here if Hypa can keep going strong here in his pool. Pool D, like you alluded to earlier, has 2 clinches now. Baron and Avalon have both clinched. Since even if Baron loses his next race, Ozma and McRaven don't have enough races left to catch him, so these 2 guys will be moving on. So good job to both of them. Pool E, no new races again in this one either in the last day. So Becco's still in a commanding 2-0 lead here with his record. And Cassio, again, sort of like Hypa, sitting in a good position to potentially move on. But don't count Cab out, because Cab has yet to do a couple of races. He could still finish 2-1. We'll see what happens here. Pool F, Mazimov was actually the first runner to clinch. And like you said, too, there's a good chance, I think, that Fatso will be clinching here. The potential that maybe Zerg, Fatso, and Mazimov would all finish with 2-1 records, I guess, could be a thing. But based on this, I don't think Zerg will be able to move on, just because Mazimov has the one-up on him. He beat him. Yeah. Pool G, Darko also, like Primal, went 3-0. So, congrats to him. Enemy took a win today, so he is now 1-1. He was racing Too Good tonight alongside Fasta and Beef. So, yeah, he's got his first win, so he'll be looking to finish off his last race with hopefully a 2-1 record at the end of his 3 races. We'll see what happens. Pool H, Terex, Prissy, and Doisim, again, all with 1 win in this pool. If it comes down to a tiebreaker, you know, Doisim does have maybe a potential to move on, but he did have 1 forfeit. So,
yeah, the match versus Terex.
Yeah, so if it comes down to a 3-way tie, that's going to be a real punishing hit for him, because the forfeit will basically eliminate him from that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. There could be anything here. Like, anything could happen and change this completely. Pool I, again, Pot Dot went 3-0. We still haven't seen another race yet.
Darkman tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll.
My goal is to beat Darkman tomorrow.
That'll be an interesting race, because I think that could be whoever
really
wins that race could be
brackets.
A big contender for the brackets. So, and tonight, Pool J, Fasta beats Beef. So Beef does drop to 2-1, and Fasta goes to a 2-0 record here. Theoretically, this is not finished yet. Slurpee could go. He could win his next 2 games, which would drop Fasta to 2-1, Beef to 2-1, and Slurpee to 2-1, and then it would come down to, again, whoever has the faster times. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I think the odds, are in both Beef and Fasta's favor here. I don't know how much time Slurpee's had to actually practice, and just judging from how he executed his first race, there's probably going to be those top 2 right now showing are probably going to end up being the top 2. But you never know. You can't write anybody off, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's really it. That's a look at all the brackets, or all the pools. Again, the top 2 move on, so we're going to be breaking basically 40 runners down to 20. If anybody has actually taken a look at the challenge and how that bracket is sort of set up, because there's only 20 runners, there's actually going to be 4 races, and there's going to be some people that get buys. So definitely the there's sort of a desire to do as best as you can. Even if you lose a race, you know, your times are going to be taken into account in how you get seeded into the elimination bracket. So the runners obviously at all points need to be trying their best so that they can hopefully get a better position on that final bracket.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, that's really it from us. You have anything else you want to mention, Richard?
No, I'm good. Thank you everyone for watching. Congrats to everyone that won today. And yeah, let's see how the rest of this bracket stage plays out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks everybody, and you guys have yourselves a fantastic night or morning. And we'll see you tomorrow. There's going to be... How many races are tomorrow? Just before we head out.
3 are planned, I think.
3 races. All right. Yeah, the first one tomorrow is scheduled for 1 p.m. EST. That'll be Hypa and Fishbowl. Then 5 p.m. Richard versus Darkman. And then 9 p.m. Dark Terex versus Percy. So those are the only ones on this list right now. But we could see more added, maybe. But at least 3 races going to be happening tomorrow. So definitely watch for those to pop up on either twitch.tv/speedgaming or twitch.tv/speedrunslive, which is the channel you're watching right now. So yeah, thanks everybody, and we'll catch you next time. Doesn't matter to me, enemy. You pick a host, and we'll send everybody there. See if we can find a Mega Man guy. Is anybody playing Mega Man?
There's gotta be someone.
Come on, following page. You can load. Yo, Farrell's playing Mega Man 3. You guys should raid Farrell Pigman. There you go. That's the target. I'm out. Bye.